Meowdy, folks. I'm Smarty Cat Brian,
I'm Smarty Cat Amber.
and here's maybe some smart Reddit. I guess you're gonna have to find out. So today we'll also have a tea time. You can see Amber's joining me, and to make it a little fair, well, you can guess what tea Amber has,
Yeah.
and I'll give 5 points for if you guess Amber's tea correctly. It's one of our standard ones that we've had recently. Let me put it that way. And my tea, because it is a little less recent from the tea times, I'll give three options for you to guess. So whether it's caramel shortbread, forever nuts, or cotton candy. So guess which one it is, and you'll get an additional 5 points if you're right. So let me know in the comments below. Oh, and by the way, for anyone who isn't here, 5 Brian points means absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
but it's still fun to have points, and I will keep track of them for you. And congratulations to June for getting yesterday's answer correct, which was mint tea, and she gained 5 Brian points. So we'll make sure to put those in a ledger and keep track of them there for you, June. Anyhow, let's get started. Our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for giving my cousin $50,000 against my wife's wishes? Had a belated Christmas gathering last week with my extended family. The custom for this event is that we exchange stocking stuffers, nothing over $10. Ever since we've had this gathering, I've always bought scratch-off tickets for all of the adults. As you would expect, they are almost always trash. But every year, we have a few hit for extra tickets like $2, $5, or even $10. One year, my uncle's ticket hit $50 and everyone went crazy. It's always a good time. So this year, my 23-year-old cousin goes nuts. He holds up his tickets and claims that he just hit the max jackpot. 50,000 smackaroos, folks. Everyone rushes over. A couple of my uncles verify, yep, this kid just won $50,000. Congratulations, Opie's cousin. I was elated. I scooped him up in a big bear hug and said, Merry Christmas, you lucky jerk. He was screaming, and his mom was actually in tears, and the whole room was excited. It was just literally one of the top 10 experiences in my life. I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket, and I pull it out to see that my wife has sent me a text message that says, Come out to the car. I go outside, and I can tell by her body language that she is not happy. She told me that there is no way we are giving my cousin $50,000. Then starts fussing at me about buying the lotto tickets to begin with. Two things to explain. I'm not saying that $50,000 isn't a lot of money. It's a ton. But I'm in my mid-40s, and I have a 2-decade professional career. My wife is a stay-at-home mom by choice. We drive later model cars that are paid for. Our retirement and the kids' college accounts are fully funded. Our only debt is the house. I'm saying this to show that while $50,000 would be nice to have, it's not a life-changing amount of money. My cousin, on the other hand, just graduated from college. His mom is single and was one of those fiercely independent women who refused charity. She took on extra jobs to help him pay for school. He worked at least 2 jobs himself while going to school full-time and still managed the dean's list. But he still had to take out loans. He landed a job but can't afford a car yet to live close to the office. So he's looking at nearly 2-hour commute. He's also saving for an engagement ring for his sweet girlfriend of 3 years. This money would literally change the kid's life, and frankly, I think it couldn't have gone to a better family member. I explained to her that we're not giving him $50,000, we gave him a ticket that I spent $5 on. She's not buying it, and she won't let it go. She's now demanding that I go back there and take the ticket back from him, saying that maybe we'll give him some of it. We argued a little bit. I can't get her to explain why she wants this money so bad, other than it's ours and you're not giving it away. We fought all the way home and she hasn't spoken more than a couple words to me since. Am I the jerk?
No. This was a gift you gave him. You are absolutely right. You spent $5 on a
Yeah,
lotto
yeah.
ticket, and the hope with lotto tickets is that someone's gonna make it big. You
Yeah,
give them to people with the
yeah.
knowledge they might win money off of
Yeah,
it.
the risk of buying the lotto ticket is that literally the person you give the ticket to, might earn money from it. That's the point. The literal point is that you are giving them the chance to win money.
And I think you have a very healthy attitude here,
Yeah,
OP.
yeah.
Like, yeah, like $50,000 would be a nice money to have, but as your cousin needs it a lot more than you, and so first of all, like legally, it's probably his. And
Yeah,
I'm not a legal expert, but when you give someone a gift,
this is
and
not
like,
legal advice.
yes, it's not legal advice. You get a whole room of people watching you, like you're gonna be hard pressed to like, oh,
No judge.
takes it back.
Yeah, judge isn't gonna be like, yeah, this is your money. Clearly, they're gonna be like, you gave him the ticket, and the ticket was his when he scratched it off. So sorry, it's his, right?
Yeah, and then, but also from a moral perspective, you gave a gift and
Yeah.
you shouldn't be taking a gift back just because it's suddenly worth money.
Yeah, and that's just it. Is it's like, why take them this gift back just because it has a larger value to it? So yeah, I don't think that OP's the jerk in the situation, but I think the wife has a very unhealthy perspective here.
Our next story is, am I the jerk for not leaving work to go pick up my boyfriend from the hospital? Now, the title might sound bad at first, but just wait. I'm a 32-year-old female, and my boyfriend is a 37-year-old male, and he's my boyfriend of 7 years. Got injured while working in the backyard again, and went to the ER via an ambulance that I paid for since he doesn't have money. He called me later to tell me he was in the hospital getting treated for his injury and assured me it wasn't serious, then told me to come pick him up and take him home, but I said I was busy in the middle of a project with my coworkers so I couldn't leave. He said he had no one to give him a ride and, as usual, said no to Uber, then said my boss will make an exception for me, which might have been true, but I said I was sorry, but I'm fairly new to work and it would be unprofessional of me to leave like that. He pressured me, but I didn't cave and stopped answering his calls. I got off work, came home in the evening, and he saw me and screamed at me words like selfish and uncaring for refusing to leave work to give him a ride home and leaving him to fend for himself this way. I had enough and told him that this is the 10th time
10 times.
he had an accident where he needed to go me to leave work and come give him a ride either home or to the hospital. Also, he knows that I got kicked out of my old job for continuously leaving at random times to come to him for the same reasons, but this is my new job and I'm making sure I won't lose it too, since he doesn't take Ubers and say, just come get me. How hard could that be? It's not like I'm asking you to carry me on your back every time. He was still convinced I was wrong for not dropping work and rushing to get him home, and said my true colors are showing and they ain't pretty. Like, what? What is that supposed to mean? Anyways, he remained upset and insisted I prioritize work over him, which isn't good. Am I the jerk for not leaving my mid work to pick him up after he already caused me to lose my old job because of this?
Throw him away.
Yeah. Like, OP, why are you still with this dude? I mean, he is,
Abusing one emergency services if he
yeah.
wasn't critically injured and took an ambulance to
How is
the
he getting
emergency.
injured 10 times in 7 years?
This is ridiculous. This is absolutely absurd. You are not showing your true colors. You're trying to keep your job for someone who continually does stupid things, stupid enough to injure himself that he thinks he needs to go to the hospital.
And then he, on top of that, like, he's just refusing to take an Uber because he doesn't do Ubers.
For reasons. For
Like,
reasons.
I mean, I understand it sucks being stuck at a hospital. Like, that's no fun, but this isn't a one-time incident. Like, I would have more sympathy for him if, like, let's say he fell and broke his leg and now he's at the hospital and he's never done this before, but this is 10 times.
Or like he had an actual heart attack.
Yeah. Like, something happens and, like, but the 10 times, like, OP literally lost her last job over this. So, no, you are very wise not to pick him up, and definitely something seems off about this relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe telling her to dump him is a little abrupt. I don't know. We don't really know much more than this surface level type of thing here. But this really does seem like an abuse. And the fact that he's, like, accusing her of that her true attitude is showing after she's done nothing but continue to care for him for, like, the last however long here and suffer his ridiculousness. I don't think that shows the colors that he thinks that shows.
Right, somebody's colors are showing here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The colors that he thinks are showing are not them, and maybe he is looking in a mirror. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think OP's the jerk here.
All right, I guess it's tea time.
It's tea time. So what was your guess? What kind of tea do you think Amber has?
It's just mint tea.
It's mint tea again. And
But with oat milk in it this time.
yeah, Amber actually has oat milk in it, and we did that because we just made it right before here and we wanted to cool it down. And I have Forever Nuts. So if you guess Forever Nuts, then you get 5 more points. So 5 points to whomever guesses.
And all those options were viable options.
Yeah.
They are all teas we own. So.
Yeah, they are all teas we own, so we didn't throw any curveballs in there. I could have had any one of them. I just was feeling like Forever Nuts today. As it might be matching my personality. So let us know what beverages that you're enjoying today, and yeah. All right. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Wanting to Tell My Stepdaughter's Dad About the Cameras My Wife Planted in His House While He Was Away? And yes, it is as absurd as it sounds. I'm a 34-year-old male and I got married to my wife Claire 2 years ago. She has a 6-year-old daughter, my stepdaughter, that she still shares custody with her ex-husband Adam. So Adam has not dated anyone ever since he and Claire separated. Claire has always talked about how this was a good thing because she believes that my stepdaughter is better off without a witch stepmom to boss her around and abuse her. Then Adam started seeing a new girlfriend about 8 months ago. Claire wasn't happy about it. In fact, she was livid that Adam introduced my stepdaughter to his girlfriend so soon. Claire demanded meetings with Adam's girlfriend to test to see what kind of stepmom she will be for my stepdaughter. I didn't give it much attention because of the drama and always having mother-in-law involved as well. However, I very recently found out that Claire installed several cameras in Adam's house while he and his girlfriend were away on a trip. Claire had the key to Adam's house because most of my stepdaughter's stuff is there. Keep in mind that I only found out by looking at a chat that Claire had with the mother-in-law, so she was in on it too. It irked me because that is a total breach of privacy. But when I confronted Claire, she said that she did this because Adam's girlfriend was going to move in soon and she wanted to see how she treats my stepdaughter. I told her that this was wrong, but she said it was all temporary till Adam's girlfriend is in the clear. I still wasn't convinced, and I suggested that she remove the cameras because of the huge legal troubles once Adam finds out, but she lost her temper on me and saying that I should stay out of it because I clearly don't care about my stepdaughter's well-being and happiness. But she had no evidence or even reason to believe that Adam's girlfriend might mistreat my stepdaughter. Claire said that she just wants to double check and that Adam does not need to know. But I disagree, and I said that I will tell him if she doesn't remove the cameras, which made her lose it on me, and get my mother-in-law to shut me down, saying that I need to stay in my lane, but I couldn't. Claire said that if I tell Adam, then we're gonna have a problem, and urged me to mind my own business because Adam isn't more important than my relationship with her, so I shouldn't even entertain the idea of telling him and upsetting Claire, who is just trying to make sure her daughter's future stepmom isn't some witch stepmom in the making. I still want to tell him, but given Claire's reaction, I'm going to get heck for this and may not be worth it since me and Adam aren't on good terms. Where are all the red flags when you need them?
Yes.
OP, look at this behavior. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, Claire definitely needs some therapy at a minimum.
At a minimum, maybe.
Well, first of all,
maybe a jail cell.
Well, yes. So, not legal advice. We are not expert lawyers, but this.
We're not lawyers at all.
Not lawyers at all. Yes, we are just humble writers here, Reddit readers here. But this sounds very illegal.
And
what
it also
she's doing.
sounds like you might be an accessory to a crime now.
So from a cover your butt perspective, you need to tell Adam.
Yeah.
From a moral perspective, also you should
need to
tell Adam
him.
because this is a huge breach of his privacy. She has invaded his personal space and put up cameras so she can monitor him.
Yeah. And OP, think about this for a second. Do you really want to be with someone who will literally stoop to the level of installing hidden cameras without your knowledge in order to check up behind you. Check your house. Literally check your own house. There is a giant red flag here. Did she do this to you? Did she install hidden cameras on you?
Right, and like who makes her the arbiter of like she seems to think that like and I know this is probably insecurities and stuff that hopefully a therapist would be able to work out, but she
Yeah.
seems to think that she is the one with impeccable judgment and is the arbiter of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everything and has like I have to determine if she's an evil stepmom, so I need unrestricted access to their household like views so I can make sure she's not evil.
This is absurd. This is literally ridiculous. OP, she has hidden cameras probably installed, and they're probably watching you. So just think about that for a moment. Just think about that. Maybe I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong, but I don't think I am.
All right, our next story is am I the jerk for selling my ex-fiance's family heirloom when he wouldn't pay me back for our canceled wedding? I'm a 27-year-old female, and I was supposed to marry my ex fiance, Mason, a 29-year-old male, on the 20th of this month. But last month, a mutual friend caught him cheating with his ex, Kim, so I called it off. Because it's so close to our wedding date, I had already booked everything like the venue, catering, and everything else. I barely managed to get any money back, and it's mostly non refundable, so in total, I've lost $20,000. Last year, I took out a loan to cover the cost of the wedding. The longer I take to repay it, the more the interest it gets. When we first got engaged, Mason agreed to sharing our finances together, meaning that when we get married, I'd have been able to pay it off. This was supposed to be in our prenup, but because we didn't get married, it meant he no longer had to share finances. I asked him if he was still willing to help and told him that I will go into debt if he doesn't, as I can't repay it alone. He told me, "It isn't my problem. You took out a loan you can't pay back," and stopped responding after that. When we got engaged, Mason proposed to me with a family heirloom ring belonging to his great grandmother that was worth $25,000. When we canceled the wedding, he told me he wanted the ring back, but we never got around to arranging a time he could pick it up. Because I don't want to go into debt, I told him that if he didn't agree to help pay it off, I wanted a lawyer involved, that I would sell the ring. He didn't reply and ignored the messages. However, after talking to a mutual friend, Jake, I found out he actually read the messages and told everyone he didn't care because I wouldn't do it. I asked Jake to tell Mason that if I don't get a message from him in the next 24 hours that I would sell the ring. Jake told me he again said he didn't care and didn't think I would do it. So the next day I sold the ring to an online website and messaged Mason to tell him it had been done and told him he shouldn't have underestimated me. He started cussing me out, saying I didn't scare him and that he would be around for the ring later. True to his word, he came by my house demanding the ring, and I told him I sold it already and showed him the proof. He blew up at me, saying I was petty and that I shouldn't have sold it because it wasn't just a ring, it was an heirloom that meant a lot to his family. A lot of my family members think I overreacted and shouldn't have gone to extreme measures, as it will be hard for him to get the ring back if he even can at all. Am I the jerk for selling his grandmother's ring?
Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of your own actions.
Yeah, so normally I would be very reluctant to say
Yeah.
that selling someone's heirloom is a good idea. But first of all, this is kind of what engagement rings were designed for in the
Yeah.
first place to assure that, a woman, if an engagement was broken off, that she would have like some financial
Safety net.
safety
Yeah.
net. And like, he cheated on you. He's the reason the engagement got broken off. Like,
Yeah.
it was unwise to take out a loan without him on it in the first place.
Yeah, he should have been on
He should have
all
been
of
on all the
those.
loans.
And it's a little bit of a red flag, the fact that he basically made you take and finance this whole wedding.
Yeah, so but you gave him the option to get the ring back. He says like, I need help with this loan if otherwise I'm going to sell your ring. And that's perfectly reasonable. You don't have the money for the loan. He's the reason you're not getting married because he cheated on you.
Yeah.
He left you with a $20,000 bill to pay off like sucks to be you.
Yeah.
So
I would say also, I don't know if this would be coverable in small claims court, but it might be worth like investigating small claims court too. I mean, I guess now that the debt has been paid off, but if OP hadn't been able to pay off that debt, then they may have actually been able to go to small claims court and actually get money out of him because, like, I think, if they showed proof about what had happened and everything like that, the judge would agree that this was meant to be a shared cost because, like, And I think that, and again, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that would be the case, and I haven't watched enough Judge Judy to tell you
Yeah.
for sure. But I have a strong speculation that that might be the case here.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think OP is in the wrong here for selling the ring. You gave him the option to come pick it up, and work things out with you. He repeatedly blew you off because
Yeah.
he didn't think you'd do it. You did it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh well. Too bad. So sad. Mason had it coming. He only has
yeah,
himself to blame.
he had it coming.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to Amber for joining me.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me.
to Smarty Cat Amber. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving us a like. And if you didn't, consider giving us a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.